the Come On In Sports Network.
What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the Come On In Sports Network. My name is Zach, and I'll be joined today with some special guests. We appreciate y'all all for tuning in, so make sure y'all take a seat, relax, grab a drink, and come on in. Let's introduce Jay Hitz in the building. Joined us from the Come On In Sports Network. What's up, Jay Hitz? How you doing, my brother?
Zach, what's going on, man? Good to be on the show, buddy.
Absolutely. Glad to have you here. But it's not about us today. Today, it's about our special guest who will be joining us, Mr. Cris Style from the Arrowhead Chief Podcast, which will be tagged down below. I'm going to go ahead and get the links to his channel posted up again. But let's go ahead and bring him in. What's up, Cris? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, fellas? Thanks for having me on, man.
Of course, man. Of course. So let everybody in the chat know a little bit about yourself, where they can find you. I see Dolph actually spamming it in already, so thank you, Dolph.
Yeah, I am Cris Style, host of Arrowhead Chief Podcast. I also have another podcast called Cris Style and Maul Podcast. Shout out to my boy Maul. Shout out to my boy Clarence and Ty on the Arrowhead Chief Podcast. But yeah, my Arrowhead Chief Podcast, I talk about Chiefs. You know, it's all about the Chiefs on that channel, and you know, we just getting ready for the season this year. So for those who, you know, don't mind checking out, you know, Kansas City Chief material, you want to get a little insight on what we thinking on the Chiefs Kingdom side, you know, tap into the show. And, you know, if you want to watch, you know, something about more than just football, basketball, music, all that, check out my Cris Style and Maul podcast too.
Definitely. What's Cris Style? What's that one called again? Let me see.
Cris Style and Maul.
And Maul. There we go. Let me see if I can find it here. Well, I mean, it must feel nice, you know, preparing for the 2024-2025 NFL season as the reigning champ, as you're, you know, repping that hat that we're all so jealous of you having. So, I mean, what's your thoughts just like going in, like through this off-season period, going into next year? What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, it's business as usual with this team, man. They locked in, they're focused, and you know, once they won their championship, man, if you watch the sound bites, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, all of them, they're like, you know, I want another one. Like, they're not satisfied, you know, and I like that about, you know, my team. Like, they're not satisfied. They want more, you know, and especially Patrick. He's chasing greatness. You know, he's trying to chase Tom Brady. You know, that's the elephant in the room. He's chasing Tom. So going into this season, I expect him to be super focused. We added some players like Hollywood Brown. We got some guys in the draft, Xavier Worthy. We got a new left tackle in Kingsley. So I'm excited for the season, man. I can't wait.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let's see. I see my brother Dolph in here too. Let's see. Is he ready to come back in yet? I don't think so. One more second. All right, cool. Well, I mean, as far as the Chiefs go, I mean, what they've been doing is just phenomenal. I mean, I actually watched their first Super Bowl appearance. We were talking about Vegas earlier, and I'm just now remembering the first Super Bowl appearance. I was actually in Vegas during that game, and it was also a very memorable time because, you know, or geez, I'm losing my my train of thought already. This is how you know it's been a while since I've done a podcast. But I was in Vegas during that time, and I just remember watching it and just being like, wait, hold up. See, today's been rough. It was not the Super Bowl. It was the AFC Championship game when they played against the Patriots and they lost. And I wasn't able to enjoy that game because it was in 2017, the same year that the Saints had the no call. And I was watching the game, pissed off at the world, and was not able to appreciate the greatness that is Patrick Mahomes. Now that he's had, how many Super Bowls is it? 3 now?
3, yeah.
3?
Been to 4, 1, 3.
And 1, 3. What do you think, Jay? It's about the Chiefs and what they've done so far.
Man, I feel like the Chiefs, this is probably going to be one of their strongest years that we've seen out of the Chiefs in the past 5 years. When you think of the players that they added and the speed that they added to their team with Xavier Worthy and with Hollywood Brown, and you still got Kelsey in the middle controlling the tempo of the game. When you got a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes with those two speedy receivers, a guy who can give you extra time when the offensive line breaks down to hit those guys. And another thing, we saw a coming out party with their defense. The Chiefs probably going to have one of their better defenses that we've seen since they've been on this dynasty run. And also, they're chasing history, man. They're 2 in a row. The last team that did a three-peat was the Patriots, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since a team.
Actually, nobody's never done the three-peat in history.
Okay, so hey, that's what they're chasing, man. And when you chasing greatness like that, and you got a quarterback who is great, man, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've just been a Kansas City Chiefs fan since day one, but I'm very excited to see what those guys do this year with Xavier Worthy. Of course, me being my Longhorn fan, I got a little personal interest in seeing him and see what he brings to the team.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, man. Well, we know that it's the Chiefs' AFC to lose this year. Again, I think they got better over this past offseason. Obviously, signing Xavier Worthy. I think they have the best wide receiver core that they've had in quite some time, which is crazy, being that they just come off of a Super Bowl win on a weaker offensive side of the ball for the Chiefs. It was all defense, man.
It was stressful.
It took time before they signed Chris Jones. They were kind of having their battles between contract talk, and we kept saying on here, we're like, they got to sign this dude. They just have to. It's like, stop pushing it back. All you're doing is hurting yourself. Sign this man and go win another championship, and that's exactly what they did. But if we were to name off some teams that are threats to the Chiefs, if you can name a top 4, do you have anybody in mind that you think could take the throne away from KC?
I'm always going to show respect and love to the Baltimore Ravens. We were in the AFC Championship game with those guys. Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP. We already know what they represent. Their defense is always good. So I'm always going to say them. They're always going to be right there with us. I'm going to say the Bengals, even though I can't stand the Bengals. If you watch my channel and me and my co-hosts and any Chiefs fans, if you mention the Bengals, we're not going to speak nicely. It's mostly their fan base. They beat us a few times, and now they smelling themselves a little bit. They ain't beat us in a couple of years, but now they smelling themselves, and that's neither here nor there. But I'm going to say the Bengals because of Joe Burrows and all that. I'm going to say the Texans. They loaded up this year. CJ Stroud, his second year. They improved that defense too. They brought some guys in on that defense, so I'm definitely going to mention them. And this one, a lot of people probably push back on me, but I'm going to say the Jets. I'm going to say the Jets. If Aaron Rodgers is healthy, that team is a Super Bowl team. That defense is a Super Bowl elite caliber defense. They kept them in games all last year. If Zach Wilson was competent last year, they make the playoffs. So I'm gonna say the Jets.
Yeah, I think if the Jets can make a title run or something with that defense, we could be looking at one of the best defensive lines in the NFL like history. Like they're that good. It's absolutely phenomenal to watch. And I agree with all those. I threw one in too that I wasn't sure who how some people would think, and I have the Dolphins instead of the Jets. The Dolphins have consistently been better under their head coach. I really like to see year 2 of their rookie running back from last year. I think they're going to be a deadly team as well. I really want to see that Dolphins-Chiefs matchup in an AFC title game. I feel like it'd just be so much fun.
My problem with the Dolphins is that when you bring them in cold weather, man, they don't play the same. That speed don't mean nothing in that cold weather. And then they lost a lot on defense. Christian Wilkins, they lost some guys on that defensive side. Yeah, they're getting Jaylon Phillips, but he's coming off of an Achilles tear. Bradley Chubb, same difference, coming off of Achilles tear. So I don't know how that defense is going to look. The offense is going to be awesome, of course. But when you bring them in below temperature weathers, they look like they don't even want to be out there. So, and in January and, you're gonna have to play in that type of weather because most of the top teams in the AFC play in cold weather. So that's my only pushback on Miami.
Mm-hmm. What you think, Jay Hits? Who you got as competing against the Chiefs this year?
Yeah, I like Baltimore. Of course, they've been pretty close, man. One of these years they're going to get it together, I believe. But I'm drinking the Houston Texans Kool-Aid, man. We saw the quarterback put up a pretty much MVP season. Now you add a guy like Diggs to that mix. I feel like the Houston is going to somewhat step into that Buffalo range. Buffalo's going to be out the mix. Houston's going to take their place. And with Houston, with their coaching and with their system and with their players, man, guys like Tank over there, man, say Houston's very, very scary, man.
Yeah. The one thing I've absolutely loved about the whole Houston situation is just D'Amico Ryan's coming in, players coach, and instantly connecting with players like he's been around them for decades. They go and sign, obviously, C.J. Stroud's their first-round draft pick. Board comes back around to them. They don't go and grab the person that they necessarily wanted. They asked CJ who they wanted next to him. He said he wanted Tank Dell, so they went and grabbed him. And what a duo it was. Unfortunate him going down to injury. Hopefully he has a full healthy season. But yeah, I mean him with Diggs, it's going to be something exciting. What up with you, Dolph? I see you finally decided to join us. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I apologize. Was with little man football practice, man. Chris, welcome to the show, man. We appreciate you. Chiefs Kingdom, I see you, baby. I see you. You're deep in here. You're coming in here deep, baby. You got your chest poked out, and you're supposed to. But I'm going to say like I always say, a lot of y'all weren't Chiefs fans before Patrick Mahomes got there. A lot of you ain't real. You're bandwagon jumpers. And for all you bandwagon jumpers, I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to the real Chief fans who went through that fire and now who are benefiting from the wealth of what's going on now, man. Again, welcome to the show. Welcome to Chief Kingdom. Welcome to NFL Nation. This is Come On In NFL on the Come On In Sports Network. I'm Dolph Jackson. That's Zach J. Hitz, and we got the one and only Mr. Cris Style, Arrowhead Podcast in the house, baby. And hey, let me throw my 2 cents in here. The kryptonite for the Kansas City Chiefs is injury to Joe Burrow. I'm sorry. That is the kryptonite. Cause Josh Allen ain't it. Listen, Buffalo had their chance last year. They had everything lined up. Everything was lined up. All the I's were dotted. All the T's were crossed. All they had to do was just cross the finish line, and they couldn't do it.
Nope.
Which now, I had to start questioning the man under center. I'm sorry. I do. Because he kind of came up small in that game. I'm just saying. But let's talk about the Chiefs, man. You trade Ladarius Sneed, you lose Willie Gay. How do you replace those two guys from a unit that, quite frankly, carried the Chiefs the entire season?
I will look. There's no replacing Ladarius Sneed. What he did for our team last year, he followed every number one wide receiver and did not allow a touchdown all season. So You can't replace that.
Gotcha.
But what I will say, Brett Veach and his scouting team is one of their bread and butters is finding safeties in the 4th, 5th, 6th round. They're just good at that. They do that. They churn them out. They let them go. They bring another one in. And we got some guys that was drafted 3 years with Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie's on the right. He was an all-pro in the slot, but I think he can play on the outside too. We got 2 guys, Joshua Williams and Jalen Watson, who I think can fill in, not be L'Jarius Sneed, but they can be that number 2 corner to a Trent McDuffie. And we got another guy named Najee Johnson, who was going to be a starter last year in the slot, had he not tore his ACL last year, but he's coming back fully healthy this year. So we got some guys in the mix that can, cover up that their number 2 corner, and I believe Spags will, do enough for those guys to cover them up with the safety help because we have a deep safety room too. Right. Now, as far as Willie Gay, we're not going to be able to replace that speed from Willie Gay. Willie Gay from sideline to sideline is one of the fastest linebackers out there. That guy runs a 4.4. in pads. So the only knock on Willie Gay is sometimes he would over pursue with that speed. Like he would get too ramped up. We would run past him. But we do got a guy named Leo Chenal who's really, really good. He's a good downhill runner who I think he can replace that. We brought back Drew Tranquil, who was a godsend for us last year. When Nick Bolton went down, he could play outside, he could play inside. So I think our linebacker core is going to be fine. Will we have the speed that we have from Willie Gay? No, we won't. But I think we'll be just fine at the linebacker position. So,
right. And speaking about Trent McDuffie, last season, 60 tackles, 20 assisted, 60 solo. So for his career, Trent McDuffie he's forced 6 fumbles, he has 4 sacks, but he has no intercepts. Is that a concern to you by him mainly being a slot receiver? Do you think him transferring to the outside and being that number one guy, being that number one corner, do you think he's ready for that task?
Yeah, I actually think he's gonna put everybody on notice this year. I think Trent McDuffie is a superstar waiting at the cornerback position. There's no wonder why he was a number 1 overall pick. Like, the dude was a baller in Washington. So, and you see it every time out there. When he guarded Jamar Chase, Jamar couldn't get nothing on him. They had to switch him over to the other corners because he couldn't do nothing with him. So I think Trent McDuffie's going to ball out this year, man. As far as the interceptions, I think they'll come, in this season because he'll probably get more bulk of the number 1 wide receivers, and they're going to have to throw it to their number 1 guys. So
right.
I think he'll have more opportunities to get that, but everything else, he checks the boxes. So I'm not worried about Trent.
Well, let's stay in the secondary. You got another former Pac-12 member, because ain't no more Pac-12. Jalen Watson, big kid, 6'2", 197. This kid was a 7th-round pick, number 243 in 2022. Also, give us who don't follow the Chiefs. Give us the blueprint for this young man.
Tall, rangy corner. He's good at getting at the ball too. His rookie year, he had a couple of interceptions that season, and had some key interceptions that I remember when we played the Chargers week 2. He made the interception to win us the game. So he has that in him. Injuries have plagued him his first 2-3 years. He had a shoulder injury last year. The year before that, he had a hand injury. But when he's healthy, he's pretty good. So I actually am more partial to Jalen Watson, even though Joshua Williams was drafted before him. I'm more partial to Jalen Watson because I just feel like he's a little bit better in coverage. But either or, I'm fine with.
Yeah, and that's why I was gonna go again. Man, the Chiefs got some big corners. Because Joshua was 6'3", 193.
Yeah.
Fayetteville State 4th-round selection in 2022. So you guys went heavy in the defensive backfield in 2022, and now it looks like this is the season for those young men to step forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why they let go of L'Jarius Sneed is because they invested so heavy. I think they saw this way before, this was going to happen, that they was going to end up having to let go of L'Jarius because they had to pick one. It's either Chris Jones or L'Jarius Sneed. You're going to pick Chris Jones because Chris Jones is right now that Aaron Donald is gone, he's the best defensive tackle in the league right now. So you got to keep that on your squad right there. And he's one of our leaders. He's one of our, guys. So you definitely got to keep Chris Jones over L'Jarius Sneed. So
now, one of my favorite players on the Chiefs, not named Patrick Mahomes, is the young running back Isaiah Pacheco.
Everybody loves Pacheco.
Listen, I love this kid, man. Listen, he was a main cog in that offense last year, especially during the regular season where the passing game. Let's be honest,
it was bad.
It wasn't good.
It was bad.
It was bad, and thank God for Patrick Mahomes, because a lesser quarterback, you definitely wouldn't have been hosting that Lombardi. When he made the playoff. So, but behind him, how's the depth behind him? I see you guys brought back Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the former number 1 draft pick. It seemed like last year he felt out of favor or was it just due to injury, or was there something behind the scenes that was going on there?
Well, coming into the season, everybody thought Clyde was going to get cut. They thought it was it for him, like, because he hasn't really lived up to the number 1 overall pick. His rookie year, he was on his way to get 1,000 yards. He got hurt. Then the year after that, same difference. He got hurt. Last year, same thing. He did some things well, but he got hurt again. Some people love it's a love-hate with Clyde. Like, there's a crowd of Chiefs Kingdom that loves him, and there's a crowd that don't even want nothing to do with him. So when they brought him back, a lot of people was like, I guess you could bring him back because he knows the system. So you bring him back. A lot of people like Jet McKinnon, because Jet, you know what I'm saying, he was good at pass protection and he can catch out of the backfield. But I think that if they do bring back Jet, it'll be like later on down the line, probably like November, December, when they can keep him healthy and fresh. But after Clyde, it's going to be a crapshoot. It's going to be a battle at camp because you got guys like Keontae Ingram, Deneric Prince. We got this undrafted kid, Amani Bailey from TCU. So there's some guys in that fold that they're going to just have to show up in camp and take a job.
Gotcha. Now let's talk about the revamped wide receiver room. We'll get to Rashid Rice in a minute because that right there, we go put that to the side for right now.
Yeah.
You know, his and myself, we in Dallas, so we gonna put that to the side for now. First of all, I couldn't believe it. NFL Nation couldn't believe it, and Bills Mafia lost their mind when the Buffalo Bills traded with the Kansas City Chiefs.
And then they go on to not be able to sign back.
And Diggs leaves, and they allow you guys to get the man who has run the fastest recorded 40-yard time in the history of the NFL Combine, Xavier Worthy. So before we talk about Worthy, Hits, give us the scouting report on Xavier Worthy, watching him his entire career at the University of Texas. Let the Chiefs Kingdom know what they're getting.
Well, of course, he's fast. We all saw that at the combine, man. He runs great routes. If there's a knock on him, of course, it's his size. He's a smaller receiver. Another knock that he has, man, he doesn't catch the ball well. He doesn't track the ball well once it's in the air. So these are things I'm sure he can improve as a professional. But in college, it was one of them things that was a nuisance to us. If you go back and watch when we played Alabama, was it his sophomore year? The first year we played Alabama, he dropped 2 touchdowns. That was been enough to seal the deal. So I marked it off as him being, young. I think he was a freshman or a sophomore at that time. You fast forward back to when we played him last year, he showed up big. So I feel it's one of them things that he just has to improve on his hands. But as far as his route running, his speed, it's unmatched.
Okay.
So Chris, how were you in Chief Kingdom on draft night? First of all, were you shocked that Buffalo actually traded with you guys?
Yes, because at all teams, look, we got Buffalo Bills since 13 seconds. they haven't been the same. We've kind of broken the Buffalo. Even last year, when they had us in Buffalo, they finally got us. We're gonna beat them, and we end up we had people in the stands crying, and we broke Buffalo. Like it's over for Buffalo. So, and then to do this, it was just like, Buffalo,
right.
It made no sense, man. It was the worst. It was the worst move of the whole NFL draft. Like I just couldn't believe it.
They just broke your hearts. The entire Bills Mafia, Bills Nation heart. Then you subject the fan base to and I'm sure they were sitting back like somebody got to be punking us right now because I know this ain't just happened. Why would they make that trade? But anyway, that's their problem.
Right
now. You got Xavier Worthy. What has the reception been in Chiefs Nation of Xavier Worthy? From OTAs, minicamp?
Now he did rookie minicamp and he said he looked really good. Now he didn't do OTAs because he had a hamstring problem.
Okay.
So he was out. So I personally think I have a theory behind that. I think because he didn't sign his contract yet. I just think that his agent was like, nah, you ain't going out there. You ain't about to do stuff. You ain't signed on the dotted line yet. So
right.
So I think he'll be ready for training camp. But the reception is most of Chiefs Kingdom wanted Xavier Worthy. Now there are some that wanted more of they actually wanted his teammate, I-9 Mitchell. They wanted a bigger receiver, 6'3", 6'2" guy. Yeah. Because Andy Reid, he has an affinity for 5'10", 5'11" guys. I don't know what it is. He just likes them from Deshaun Jackson to Tyreek Hill. He just likes short, fast guys, but he gets the best out of them. He gets the most out of them. So I can't knock it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I love the pick. You know what I'm saying? We needed speed. That was something that we really needed last year. We could not stretch the field. It's really these past 2 seasons, but really last year was bad. MVS was terrible. Yeah, he can get past everybody, but he couldn't catch to save his life. So that was that. Kadarius Toney, he can get past people, but he couldn't catch last year. So getting somebody like Xavier who can catch, you know what I'm saying, added on with the Hollywood Brown. Yes, I love it.
That's why
that's the interesting thing. That's the interesting thing about it. Whenever Jay had said that, the one questionable thing was his ball tracking, be able to catch the ball, because that's been the biggest issue. I mean, the amount of touchdowns that Patrick Mahomes threw last year would be at least 10, 15 more if anybody just decided to stop eating movie theater butter popcorn before they started the game. Slipping out left and right. They're like,
and that's the thing. You like AD Mitchell was the best receiver for Texas last year. So Xavier Worthy hasn't been the best receiver on his team, even though he was the first receiver taken out from that Texas receiving class. I don't feel he was the best pick right there, but hey, only time will tell. And like you said, that was a good point you made, Bob, with Andy Reid. He knows how to get the best out of small, fast receivers. So that's kind of his DNA when it comes to that type of receiver.
Well, and it fits that playground style of offense that they like to run. I mean, Mahomes is at best whenever the play is broken up, and then it's just a free for all. Go out there and get open, find space. Don't worry, Mahomes will find you. And it's very unplanned and not a typical characteristic you'd like to have as a team. But for the Chiefs, it's their bread and butter. It's what makes them so dangerous because the play is never over.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Chris, I got a question for you and all the Chiefs Kingdom. And first of all, shout out to X, because we strong on X right now. We showing out on X. Appreciate everybody. Listen, hit that like button if it's your first time. Subscribe, join the family. Come on in, set that notification bell. Now I got one question. There are 2 veteran receivers in the receiving room. Who gets cut? Does Kadarius Toney make this roster this year?
Cut.
Justin Ross.
All right. So, as far as Kadarius Toney, look, I've told this to my co-host. I've told this to various people.
Shout out to Clarence in the chat. I see you, Clarence.
Boy, Clarence, my co-host. The Chiefs have been telling us that they love Kadarius Toney. They could have been cut him. The one thing about the Chiefs, if they don't want you no more, MVS, soon as March came, MVS was gone. He was out the building. They didn't play around with it. They didn't flirt with it. He was out of there. And they could have did the same thing with Kadarius Toney.
Right.
And he's still here. I think that they still see something. Now, look, you can say what you want about Kadarius Toney. I know he had a horrible season. I am not denying that. He cannot stay on the field. Injuries have plagued him since college.
Look at hit like trash.
It's just watching the one route, man. He runs such a pretty route. He's got such quick feet off the line. It's just like, but he can't catch the ball, so it don't matter. It don't matter no more.
The ball in his hands.
Hey, do y'all remember that movie back in the day? What was the name of that movie? Was it Wildcat? It was the guy. He would always get past the defense, and they would throw the ball, and he would drop, and he would hit his hands. He would go.
Are you talking about Little Giants?
What was that? It was one of those movies.
I know.
Wait, no. Are you? Are you talking about
Necessary Roughness?
Oh, I know exactly
What
what
you
you're
say,
talking
Chris?
about, too.
What
You
movie?
talking about Necessary Roughness?
Unnecessary roughness.
Yeah.
Unnecessary roughness.
Yeah.
That's Tony right there, man. That's him. That is him. He reminds me so much of that guy. And he look at his hands. Damn.
When he get the ball in his hands, he can make things happen.
Maybe he need to be a running back.
But
That's the problem.
Yeah, jet sweeps.
Put him in the backfield then.
Yeah.
That dude.
it's really important to be able to catch the ball playing wide receiver. It's very, very important thing.
And to answer, as far as Justin Ross goes, he just got to show up in camp, man. He I think this is it for him. He's got to show something. He's got to look good in camp. He's got to look good in preseason, or I don't know if he does make this team, it will be on the practice squad. That will be it, or he's going to be on another team that feel like they can possibly use him. But it's between him, Sky Moore. There's another person that we drafted a couple years ago who a lot of people in Chiefs Kingdom, we thought he was going to show some promise last year. You know, the kid off the line of scrimmage, he can get open. It's just the other stuff, you know, and I think it just got into his head last year. And he had a horrible season, but hopefully he can bounce back.
21 catches last year.
I'm rooting for the kid, but he's another one that's on the bubble. And then there's this undrafted guy that we had from Fresno State last year named Nico Regimio, who, had he not got hurt, I think he would have made the roster over Justin Ross because he was showing flashes.
Gotcha.
He's showing flashes again in all OTAs, so that's another guy.
No.
What about I want to ask about
Hardman, man.
Yeah, exactly that.
I love him, man. I think he's just a pro's pro, man.
I feel like they shouldn't have got rid of him in the first place. It was like right once he came back, it was like, damn, he's back. He's back home now.
So here's the thing about McCole Hardman. I love McCole Hardman too, but there are times in that game when he could just have like memory lapse. He could be wide open. Pat throws him a perfect ball, and he just short arms the ball for no apparent reason. Just lets it go out of his hands, and it's like, McCole, what are you doing, man? Like he'll make a play and you'll be like, oh, okay. And then he'll make about 3 or 4 plays and you're like, what are you doing, man? So Chiefs Kingdom kind of has a love-hate relationship with McCole. There's a part that love him and there's a part that I can do without McCole Hardman. So
Gotcha. Well, listen here. I'm about to, hey, Clarence, I'm going to put the link in the chat, not just for Clarence. For anybody, NFL Nation want to come in? Bengals fans, you want to come in here and get at them? Come on in here. Chiefs Kingdom, I don't care who it is. Listen, we gonna have some fun. Welcome everybody. Come on in, Sports Network. That's Jay Hicks, that's Zach. I'm Dolph Jackson.
Yes,
the link is now in the chat. If you want, come on in with us. Come on in. Let us know how you feeling with the 2024 season right around the corner, baby. And listen, if Patrick Mahomes now has to miss a week or 2, how comfortable are you guys this year, Chris, with your quarterback room? Now that you got a former number 1 pick in Carson Wentz, but you also got the MVP for the AFC Championship game. Now, Ola Donkin, how you pronounce his last name?
Chris, I forgot it. I forgot it. I forgot his last name.
Let me Google it. Speech. Yeah, I ain't ashamed. Yeah, I don't know.
No, go ahead. Clarence will tell you I mess up a name in a minute.
Oladokun. There we go. Chris Oladokun. So, quite frankly, how do you guys feel now? Because I'm sure with the addition of Carson Wentz, at least for 2 weeks, you feel better with Carson Wentz than with Chris Oladokun going on the center.
So yesterday on yesterday's show, me and Clarence had a debate about Carson Wentz, and I say Carson Wentz. You know, say what you want about Carson Wentz. I know he's had his bad times and did some stuff that you look at him like, what are you doing, throwing picks, whatever. But I made the argument that Carson was probably our best backup quarterback we didn't have. I know Chad Henne has done some things against Cleveland and won some games for us. But as far as a talent standpoint, Carson Wentz I mean, you could do a lot worse than Carson Wentz as your backup quarterback. So,
yep, Andy Dalton.
I'm just saying, like, I don't mind having Carson Wentz as my backup quarterback. Like, I feel like Andy could get the best out of him, and he could tame him enough to where he won't be throwing those crazy picks that he likes to throw sometimes. So, I'm fine with Carson Wentz. I think that he can win us a game or two. Now, if Pat is out for the season, then it's over. But you know what I'm saying? But if Carson Wentz can come in for a game or two, I'm fine with that.
All right. So earlier you guys were talking about who can possibly challenge the Chiefs this year. Of course, I said I'm thinking the Bengals if they stay healthy. I think health is the thing that's holding them back. Now, Miami, you said the Dolphins, you say cold weather. They don't feel good in cold weather.
No, because last year.
Now let's say they get home field advantage, and you guys got to go to Miami.
Not that. That's a different story. That's what they need. They're the team that needs home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Because if they don't have it, it's bad.
I can give you a sleeper. I can give you a sleeper that you have to probably watch out. Might not next year, but give 2 or 3 more years. That's the San Diego Chargers, man.
I agree.
Down there, think about this guy. He wins everywhere he goes.
He does.
You just got to give him time. Give him time to implement his system, and it's a wrap, man. And I think just what's that quarterback, Herbert?
Yeah.
That's talent. He needs if he gets a guy in there like Harbaugh to kind of settle him down and teach him how to study and read film. I think, man, that team is probably going to be the team that can really push the Kansas City Chiefs in the next couple of years. Herbert
ain't been the problem for the Chargers. It's that nickel poop of a head coach they had.
It was Taylor.
And the offensive coordinator. Yeah. Don't get the offensive coordinator.
And the offensive coordinator. And some guys get overpaid.
All the ones without jerseys on, man. I mean, but I still, even with the Chargers, I still don't understand. Like, I get cleaning house because you want to get the guys that you want in. But I felt like they were a competitor just needing a head coach, and now they need everything under the sun outside of a quarterback, it feels like. I know they've stacked back up on running backs, but they're injury prone.
I get Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. Like, they're the old guard. They can't stay healthy. They barely stay on the field. So why not I think Jim was just like, man, I'm just going to get my guys in here. I know this year if we made the playoffs, great, but I just want to get my guys to implement my philosophy in here. Next season, we'll go after a big-time wide receiver that's coming out or whatever and get some guys in here. But I just want to implement my system because you know what Jim wants to do. He wants to run the football and play good defense. That's what he wants to do.
So. Very old school thinking.
All right, so listen. Earlier, Chris, you said that you had to give respect to the Baltimore Ravens. This is PFF's power ranking. They have the Ravens ranked number 3. Mm-hmm. Look at that addition with Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson in the backfield at the same time.
Yeah.
That is something that I personally am looking forward to. And one thing we know that the Ravens hang their hat on, and that's defense. That defense, despite losing Patrick Queen to the Steelers, you better believe that defense is still going to be fierce.
Of course.
So
they got dogs over there.
Right. So what would it? I mean, listen. The Ravens had home field last year. The Bills had home field last year, and they couldn't get it done. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna pose this to the chat. I'm posing this to Chris, Hitz, and Zach. If the Baltimore Ravens are to get past the Kansas City Chiefs, what needs to happen this season?
Lamar Jackson has to expand his game. The thing about Lamar Jackson, I love Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson is a top 5 quarterback in this league. But the thing about Lamar Jackson is he has to play with a lead because their system is predicated off the run. And so he can't throw you back into the game. That's just not how the offense is ran. He can't throw you like Patrick Mahomes, even Joe Burrows, the Josh Allens, those guys, if they're down a couple of touchdowns, they just have the arm talent and whatever, the other stuff that they can do to throw you back into the game. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not how the Ravens are built. Last year, they blew out a lot of teams because they had the lead early. Like when they played the 49ers, they got the lead early because that defense was on them. Once you get them behind, and they like the AFC Championship game, once we got them down 2 touchdowns, you could just see it. Now that defense started playing better, but their offense was out of whack because they don't know how to operate from behind. And that's the next step for Lamar Jackson. Can he bring a team when the chips is down? Can you put the team on your back and win this game? And that's the next step for the Ravens.
I agree with that in certain circumstances, but I mean the fact them losing that game, I don't think it had anything to do with him not being able to come back from behind. It had everything to do with coaching not doing what worked all season. They didn't run the ball. They didn't run the ball in the beginning. I mean, they got down 2 touchdowns, but that wasn't until the second half. They were trying to throw yard since the jump. Whenever the only weak part of y'all's defense was the run, was y'all's run defense. And it's not even like it was bad, but that was the weaker side. You don't want to throw against the Chiefs, and they're trying to do it with their best wide receiver being a rookie, a small rookie in Zay Flowers. It didn't make sense. I didn't understand the coaching of that game at all. I don't think I've ever been so mad at a team that isn't like my team that I support before in my life. It blew my mind that I think they ran the ball less than 10 times, correct? If someone remembers, I think it was like 6, 7 or 8 times. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Even Lamar Jackson, he had some lanes to run through, and just for whatever reason, he didn't want to run. It was like he almost wanted to prove that he could throw the football down the field with Patrick Mahomes, and it was just like,
go prove it by winning a damn Super Bowl. Like what? That shit don't make no sense. Excuse my language.
I agree. No, I agree.
Well, my opinion might not be as popular as everyone else, but I kind of feel that the only way that Baltimore is going to get over hump is if it's a substantial injury to one of these quarterbacks in the AFC. The quarterbacks, man, you got to be able to spin it over there. You know, if Baltimore was in the NFC, they'll probably be in the Super Bowl. Yeah. But in the AFC, you got to go through Joe Burrow. You got to go through Herbert, Holmes, Allen, all the quarterbacks.
Now CJ Stroud,
Aaron Rodgers. So over there, you got to spin it, man. And I don't know if Lamar is the kind of
you trying to make non-mad who's listening in the chat.
Ain't no doubt, Dad. I got you, Dad. I got you, Raider Nation. Ain't no doubt, baby.
No doubt. That's it, man. You just got to spin it over there, man. I don't know if Lamar has the arm to really throw you into a game, or his arm doesn't separate himself from the rest of the quarterbacks.
I feel like it's also been a tough luck of personnel too, because they invest so much on the line and the run game, because that's what he's best at. That wide receivers get come up short. I mean, realistically, the best wide receiver they have was Hollywood Brown, who's now going over at the Chiefs. And once he left, he became looked very average whenever he joined with Arizona. Now it's the rookie and Zay Flowers. Right. You know, it's like there's not much you can do with it when you don't have many options. I mean, he had Odell this year, but Odell's older. He's definitely a mirror of himself. Form of himself now. It's hard to test how he is throwing the ball until they get some wide receivers out there that can help him even with the minimal mistakes. Like, because he doesn't have anyone that can go up and go grab it over defenders. Like, they either have to be open or just run the ball, because it's just not going to work.
I like Zay Flowers. I think Zay Flowers gives a little bit of bad rap. I think he had a pretty good, decent season.
I like Zay too.
Rookie. I mean, let's be real. Had L'Jarius Sneed not knocked that football out of his hands in the end zone, we might be talking about a different game. They might have won. They might have came back and won that game. So, I don't think and look, you got 2 tight ends that are ballers with Mark Andrews and Likely. Likely came on the scene last year. So I don't think it's his weapons around him. I think he has enough weapons to get it done. I thought his running back, even though they kept getting hurt, that was another issue. Their running backs kept getting hurt. J.K. Dobbins was getting hurt every year. Gus Edwards would get hurt. They
back-to-back ACL tears. Yeah, I don't know. The Chargers signed him, right? Like, that surprised me. I can't believe anyone would even think about re-signing someone that come back-to-back ACL tears.
I just feel like the Baltimore Ravens aren't built for the AFC. I feel like that's an NFC team, man. If you look at the NFC, the teams that's been to the Super Bowl for the past 2 years, they haven't had quarterbacks that can really spin it. They have great defenses, they have a running game, and they have a quarterback that can can run, can use his legs.
Yeah.
In the AFC, it's totally different, man. Those guys over there can really spin it. And I think if Baltimore wants to get to the level of these top AFC teams, they're gonna have to build their team in a way that they can put 30 points at any time on the team, 35 points here and there. It's just the league they're in. So they gotta catch up with that type of football, in my opinion.
Gotcha. Hey, family, we gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, I got a question for this panel. We'll be right back. Welcome, all sports fans. I'm Dolph Jackson, one of the hosts of the Come On In Sports Network, a brand new sports network catered to sports heads like yourselves. Here on the Come On In Sports Network, we'll be covering the latest topics and current sporting news from around the world, such as baseball, football, basketball, and more. So sit back, relax, put your feet up, and come on in. How you doing? Come on in. You are rocking with Come On In NFL on the Come On In Sports Network. I'm Dolph Jackson. He's Zach from Real Fan Sports. He is Jay Hitz from the HITZONE. And he's Mr. Cris Style from Arrowhead Podcast. Chiefs Kingdom is in the house, and they're standing strong tonight, baby. So we want to welcome everybody in. And while you're here, don't let this be your last time. Hit that like button, subscribe, join the family, and you already know. Come on in. Now, Chris, here it is, man. This is for everybody, because if it happens this year, they will be the first team in the history of the National Football League. I'm talking about the great 49er teams didn't. Brady didn't won 7, he 6. He still didn't do it. If the Chiefs win 3 straight, are they the greatest dynasty and team in NFL history? And I'm going to sit back and listen.
I mean, I'm going to say yes, because they've done something that nobody's ever done. Brady, all the stuff that he's done in New England and those New England Patriot dynasties, you can't knock him. But he also went 10 years without winning one, too. So, I mean, for Patrick Mahomes and this team, Andy Reid, this is him, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, for this core to do what they've done in this little short time that they've been together, to me, is crazy. Like, 6 straight in the AFC Championship games, 4 Super Bowls, and won 3, and then you win another one, three in a row. When 2 of them, a lot of them said you wasn't even supposed to get, because you lost first year, you lost Tyreek Hill. So then everybody was like, yeah, it's over. And they end up winning it. Then last year, you just saw it. The product on the field on offense was horrible. Like, there should be no reason why that team should have won the Super Bowl last year. And they end up doing it. And now they've retooled, and they win it this year with I feel like a tougher schedule. And teams that have been, especially in the AFC, have gotten better. Yeah, I think that this would solidify that this is probably the greatest, if it's not the greatest, one of the greatest dynasties in history.
All right, Jay Hitz, your thoughts, my brother?
Yeah, I mean, me being a Cowboy fan, you already know, man. Hey, I know a little bit about dynasties. Okay, so. Yeah, man, 3 in a row. That's, the Cowboys won 92, 93, didn't win 94, came back and win 95. So, I mean, they almost did it, but didn't quite get it there. Hey, if they do that, that's hard to do, man. It's hard to repeat. How many teams have ever repeated? It's only been a handful.
It's been eight teams. 8 teams have done it. Pittsburgh Steelers have done it twice. The Packers, Dolphins, Steelers done it twice. The Niners, Cowboys, Broncos, Patriots, and now the Chiefs going for their 3rd.
Okay, so they tell you how hard it is and what they're up against. But if anybody can do it, I feel like Patrick Mahomes can do it, man. Especially with, like I say, I feel like this is going to be one of the better teams that they've had in the past 4 to 5 years, man. When you think about the speedy receivers and the way their defense is playing, so man, it's going to be interesting to watch this year, man. No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's definitely possible. I mean, this team has just consistently brought some of the best football that we've seen in years. I mean, from being a team that was so offensively dominant to switching to defensive side. I mean, right. And then to get to just 2 years ago, most of the defense being young guys, first, second year, third year players, and to hold it down like they did. A lot of people had them at low ranking defense. They end up being inside the top 10 by the time the season ended. Just phenomenal, work from, your ownership down to the GMs, to your coaches, Andy Reid, and then down to the players who are just going out there balling consistently. They never have doubt. I think that's the thing that's scary about them. And you only see that in these teams that have these crazy dynasties like this. Whenever they step on, it doesn't matter what the deficit is or what odds are weighed against them. They always feel like they can win, and most of the time they do. And when it comes to big games, don't even try it, because they show up. I remember a lot of people trying to say Chiefs weren't going to get far in the playoffs this year. I remember a lot of people, and I was like, y'all must have forgot who's underneath the center and who's got the clipboard on the sidelines, because they're ready, and they were.
Gotcha. I went back and forth on this. I know it's something they never done before, but from roster wise, from top to bottom, I don't think they better than those 49er teams and those Cowboy teams of the 90s. Roster wise, top to bottom. I mean, the 90s, you had the entire damn Cowboy offensive line going to damn Pro Bowl year after year after year. But you got to, man, because like you say, it's something that's never been done, and it's got to, and that will make what, 4 in the last 5 years? 4 in the last 5 years, man. That's a hell of that's a dynasty, man. And are they the best ever?
It's hard to go about the way you're saying it, because you're right. There are definitely dynasties that have had a better, like, overall roster, a roster that's been more dominant in their time, or have, just like you said, taken over Pro Bowls or whatever it may be. But I mean, at the end of the day, when you think of dynasties, I'm thinking of championships. Like I don't care what it looks like on paper. I don't care if you have 10 years straight of half your team in the Pro Bowl and all of them in the Hall of Fame. I don't give a damn if you didn't win all the Super Bowls that you should have.
I mean, they won them, but they ain't
right.
This tip.
But not like this, right?
Well, hold on. Didn't the Cowboys, Jamie, didn't they win what? 3 out of 5
years?
3 and 5, 3 out of 5 years, or 3 out of 4 also?
It was 3 out of 4.
It was 3 out of 4 years they won. So now the Chiefs, if they win, they'll surpass that.
I think the underrated element that we got to add into this is what the Chiefs are doing in the climate of free agency and money. What these guys are making nowadays. Like, I don't like to disrespect the past guys, you know what I'm saying, because they were all great. And, you know what I'm saying, the game was different. You could hit back then. You could, you know what I'm saying, like there was less rules back then.
We got to think about that too, because that's definitely a different aspect.
Pre-salary cap,
yeah. But you know what I'm saying, like now, Patrick Mahomes, he's making millions and millions of dollars, and for them to structure his contract in a way to where it's like, yeah, you getting paid, but if we need to cut a little bit and push your contract down so we can sign Chris Jones, so we can keep this thing going, or we can sign this guy, like, for them to do this in this type of client, I think you have to at least put them in the conversation for that.
So let me play devil's advocate then. Let me say this. So with what you just said about the salary cap, those who were privileged to watch those 49ers teams, those Cowboys teams, they can say football softer now.
Yeah, no, they can.
Football softer now.
I agree.
So, I mean, but again, 3-4 championships in 5 years. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do y'all believe it's harder to win now or then?
I think I'm
going to say now.
Oh, now. I would say now. Because
it's harder to win now.
Yeah.
Because of the parity in this league now. You see a lot more worst to first. Like, nobody thought the Texans was going to be good last year. And they end up being one of the better teams in the league. And it's going to happen again this year because the league is set up for the best teams to get worse. That's just what it is. Like when you're picking at 31 and 32, you know, you're getting a first round pick, but you're not getting a top 10 pass rusher, wide receiver.
I mean, it's what keeps the game alive and keeps the game fair. I mean, I definitely see that. I don't know, man. I honestly, I don't know what I would say is more harder, because I mean, I think as far as like skill in any sport has been amplified to the highest degree. I mean, people are getting faster, stronger, smarter. Doctors are getting better. People are being able to play longer. The playbooks are getting more complicated. But I mean, just the physicality and the brutality of what it was back in the day. It's like, would you even be standing?
Yeah.
You know, would you be standing to be able to play? You know, that comes into it too. To be able to do that for 5 years, you know, straight, and be healthy enough to be able to compete, or 6 years straight, like you said, to get into the AFC Championship. Are you healthy enough to do that?
I just feel like with the way the NFL was structured back in the the 90s, the 80s, it was more that you had guys that stayed on the same team pretty much their whole career. They left probably 1 or 2 years left on their out of their career, and they go play with someone else. But these days, man, hey, you have 2-3 year window. That's it, and then you have a totally new team.
Very true.
Last year, I mean, in the 80s and the 90s, those teams stuck together, man. Like you had teams that pretty much stayed together through their rookie to the end of their career on the same team. So that has to be an advantage a little bit to me.
I've always said this with like all sports, especially like you said, today's climate where money rules everything. And I'll never be mad at somebody going to get their paper to support their family and the generations of their family. But to me, a lot of it boils down to legacy, man. It's like, what do you want to truly leave the game once you're done? Like, do you want to leave a legacy where you're at, or you want to have a situation like we've seen with, some players of being at the top of their game, Le'Veon Bell, and then going to the Jets and then never hear of them again, and we've seen that time and time again. What do you want your legacy to be left? What legacy do you want to leave? Is the extra couple million worth it? You could be going down the books and making millions of dollars more because you'd still be on a team getting paid big money if you wouldn't have switched.
Well, I think these kids nowadays, I'm not saying that they don't want to win Super Bowls, but I think that's like in the back of their head nowadays. Like a lot of these dudes don't be caring about no championships, no Hall of Fame rings, and
over the bag.
I feel like they take it for granted too, because it's not the mentality that they have when they first get in. We worry about their brand. Yeah,
my brand.
You're right on the nose with that one.
And I can tell you this: with NIL, it's just about to get worse.
It's only going to get worse.
It's going to get worse, man.
That's just like, I mean, and I'm not dogging nobody, but like that's like the basketball player, oh goodness, with the 76ers. Man, first thing he did was making TikTok stuff because he's worried about his brand. And go ahead, go get your money, brother. Like I can't hate you. You making money way more than me. Yeah, but it's different. It's definitely a different time.
Yeah, and I ain't trying to be political or nothing, but it's capitalism, man. Hey, we live in a capitalistic society, man. We gonna get our money.
Man,
if you have the skill set to make the money, go get it.
NIL, man, for years, decades, NCAA and university were robbing these kids.
Absolutely.
I'm going to give a perfect example. You start seeing baggy shorts in college basketball on basketball courts around the world. When 5 freshmen showed up in Ann Arbor, Michigan with black shorts, black high socks on, that's when long shorts came to be in style, because I don't know what the hell Magic and Bird was wearing back in the day. That shit that wasn't that right.
I think they call them hoochie daddy shorts now.
I don't know what they call it.
They're making a comeback. They're making a comeback.
They should just wear some damn boxes. But anyway, man. But I'm just saying, man, and I remember looking at that story of the Fab Five, and yes, we get back to football, but we talk about everything on here. But I remember seeing that story about the Fab Five. Just think about this. Your university, college basketball is on fire because of you. You go into Foot Locker, you see your jersey up there, but you ain't getting none of that money. You have to pay full price for that jersey. You couldn't even do a autograph session or anything in that store to get money. because that would have broke NCAA rules. And then you had these coaches.
Yeah, you couldn't take a stick of gum.
Yeah. Your coach couldn't. Now, a coach who came to your house, sat down in your living room and said, if you let your child, your son, or your daughter come play for me, I will take care of them just like they're mine for 4 years. But if that kid was to go into that coach's office and say, Coach, I'm hungry, and the coach goes into his wallet and gives that kid $5 to go get a burger, well, not today, but back then, to go get a burger or something, it's a violation. Then you had coaches who would get the kid there, knowing they got another job lined up, and roll out for more money. So everybody crying about NIL. I don't even give a care, man. I don't want to hear that. Now, if you get out of hand, now
there could have been a middle ground.
You can't be transferring 3-4 times in a year now.
Right, like you should get money based on sales of your jersey. You should get a percentage. You should be able to get income for doing meet and greets and different stuff like that, or hosting events, or having a sponsor. But
I just don't think you can have it both ways, neither. Though, if you saying okay, NIL, we're gonna play the players. You pretty much introducing your league to free agency. That's all college is.
That's all in the
free agency. Hey, I'm not playing, so I'm gonna go over here and talk to this school. How much you gonna offer me? Okay, I'm gonna go over here. Okay, let's see what this school gonna offer. It's recruits using that as leverage now, and so these transfer portals. Who's suffering in this climate is the kid right out of high school who's just trying to get a scholarship to go play ball.
Walk-ons.
Because it's like it's not enough.
Get rid of walk-ons. I don't know if y'all saw that.
There's not enough scholarships.
Trying to get rid of walk-ons, which is crazy. I mean, that's them stories that make you become fan of teams, or as a player to get you amped up for the weekend for game day on Saturday, is to have a walk-on all of a sudden be on scholarship and whatnot. And I mean, the amount of players that are in the league that wouldn't be here if there's no such thing as walk-ons. I mean,
so you have a player
hired, Jason Kelsey. We wouldn't have him if there wasn't for walk-ons.
But then you have lower tier players who say, I'm gonna go play for a Division II, or go play for a school that's a non-Power 5 school, and now those coaches in the Power 5 look at those schools as somewhat of a minor league. And they get those guys and it's free agency, man. It's free agency. That's what college football is. It's turned into free agency. And I can't help. I like it. I love it, man.
Yeah, I like it.
You like the drop of his. That's what.
But at the same time, I look at it. You got those kids that you got kids transferring from Power 5 schools, gone to Division
the Power 5.
FCS schools now. You know what I'm saying? So it is kind of balanced, and that's why a lot of coaches who were control freaks, Nick Saban, start talking about the game because he couldn't control it the way he was.
Yeah.
You couldn't control it no more. So you had to get out. Oh, the game's changing. Oh, the game, it's changing. It's changing for you. You still got your millions. Let these kids get their bread, man. If listen, they already had. Let's not be naive. If you were a top college prospect before NIL, you were a blue chip player, the alumni was paying you, bro. You was rolling around campus and fly. So let's not. That's why let's not act like this brand new. It's the shit just now open. These kids can now go freely and get paid. It's just that, man. I love college sports. I really like college football more than NFL, really.
Especially next year.
Oh my God, the SEC, my God, the Big 12, the 8. I don't know what the hell the ACC doing, but how the hell you put California and Stanford in the ACC? Money, boy, I tell you. What happened to Pac-12? Just gone.
It's out.
It's out of there,
man. That's crazy to me, man. Dana, how you doing? Listen to everybody in the chat. Video Game Gooner, I see you. How you doing? Come on in. The co-host of the Arrowhead Podcast, Clarence, I see you. How you doing? Come on in. Samuel, how you doing? Come on in. Darlene says, if you guys win the Super Bowl this year, you'll be the only team ever won 3 in a row. Yes, they will. And Darlene, come on in. Thank you for being here. Who else we got? The co-host, my co-host of Keeping It Real, Who That Sports Podcast. And a member of the Come On In Sports Network, Coach Rock. The game has changed. Yeah, Coach, that's what Coach talks about. What we were talking about earlier, man, about these kids, man. Like he's talking about NFL. Like they get their money and it's like they don't care no more. Like they pray to get that second contract, and a lot of them, for a lot of words, in his opinion, shut it down after they get that second contract. You know. And
yeah, it's human nature, man. Especially if the reason you're playing the game is really to put your family in financial position, put yourself in financial position. Once you get there, now what's your reason? Your why, to me, if your why is just money, then it's going to be a cap in what you do. But if your why is I want to be great, some players want to be great. Emmitt Smith said he wanted to win. He wanted to be the all-time rushing leader. Right. If you got that type of attitude, then yeah, you're gonna be a Hall of Famer, no doubt.
Right. Though he wasn't the best running back ever. Yeah, I said it.
Well, the record book says otherwise, but
man, he was not the best running back. He was not better than Barry Sanders, man. Go ahead, man.
Hey, I got
everybody right now. Everybody in the chat. I don't get the hell with a record. Who was the better back? Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith?
Now you gotta take that in a different way.
I love Emmitt too, though.
But look, if you're talking about who's the most talented running back, yes, Barry Sanders. But when you say who's the best running back, because when you talk about the best, you also got to talk about availability. The one Barry thing but a running back, Emmitt Smith, the reason what make that record so impressive and so untouchable. It's his ability to stay available.
Bro, he was not better than Barry Sanders, bro.
Like I said,
respectfully, that offensive line, man.
Like I said,
that Dallas offensive line.
Why didn't do that? What happened with Arizona?
Huh?
Look,
what happened with Arizona? His day was up there, man. He just won that record, man. He played
I'll say this: I didn't get to watch any of them play. I'm too young.
Yeah,
but I've seen highlights of both of them, and I'm telling you, Barry turned my head instantly. I couldn't believe that I was watching. I couldn't believe it.
He won better than Sweetness.
Don't get me wrong. And when it comes to talent, man, I'll put Eric Dickerson above Emmitt Smith. As far as talent, I put Terrell Davis. It's a lot of more talent.
I love TD, man. TD wasn't better than him.
I had to agree with him, man.
Oh, man, Terrell Davis.
I love TD, bro.
As far as talent.
That's why Elway got his championship because on the back of Terrell Davis.
Terrell Davis is more talented running back than Emmitt Smith, in my opinion.
But you just said about availability. That
was his best ability.
TD had to retire because of injury.
There you go.
Concussion.
There you go.
Right.
Barry didn't. Was availability.
Barry retired because he was tired playing for a sorry-ass franchise who didn't want to let him go to Miami.
Actually, the reason why he retired,
the man offered to give him the money back. Go ahead, I'm gonna listen.
The reason why Barry retired was because he didn't want to break Walter Payton's record. He respected Walter Payton so much that he that record should only be carried by him. Emmitt didn't care.
No, I didn't know. You're not about to do that.
He'll tell you.
He wanted to go to Miami. They did not want to trade him to Miami. He even offered to get him the money back to get out of Detroit. So rather than go back to Detroit, then we ain't talking about now for Lions Kingdom jump on here like, what you talking? Y'all know y'all was god awful trash, just like my Saints were god awful trash, and they trash right now. But anyway,
this is a quote I'm giving you.
Listen, you can give me the quote. I understand him. I did, and I do remember him saying that how much he respected Sweetness. But he wanted out of Detroit. That's why he retired. It wasn't that he just wanted to break the record. He wanted out of Detroit.
I heard he wanted to go to the 49ers. I thought it was the Niners.
No, it was the Dolphins. My record, it was the Dolphins. Coach Rock says, offensive system was made for Emmitt. And the offensive system was made for any talented running back that got behind those five behemoths up front. I ain't taking nothing. Emmett was cold ass dude now, bro. Emmett was bad now. No.
Hey, what
bad now.
Nate Newton say I didn't become a Pro Bowl till Emmitt Smith got there. So
oh man, they got there about the same time, man.
Nah.
All that, man. You ain't about to do all that.
No, man. I mean,
he ain't about to do it. He ain't better than Barry Sanders, bro.
Say Derek Lassick ran behind that line too,
man. Yeah. Thank you. You just straightening my fact. Thank you. Anybody run behind that line?
Do you remember Derek Lassick?
I remember his garbage.
Okay. What kind of numbers did he pull up?
That's because they didn't want to block for the man.
Okay.
They was in their feelings.
Okay.
But I bet you one thing, you'd have put Barry behind that. He'd have had that in the 2000 every year. I guarantee. Ain't no maybe.
Hey, Barry Sanders didn't run with a fullback. You never know.
Thank you. So you would have gave him Moose Johnson in front of him? And didn't even talk about Moose Johnson.
It might not have worked.
It might not have worked. This man here, bro, I feel you speaking with your heart, baby.
No, what I'm saying is, if you watch Barry, man, Barry did a lot of. Before he hit the hole, he gonna make 2 or 3 guys miss.
Yeah,
when you got a fullback. When you got a fullback in front of you, you got to follow that fullback inside the hole, whether it's there or not. It's a different running style. It's a different outfit.
You just keep helping my argument, but go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. You saying that you can take Barry Sanders and put him on that Cowboys team, but how do you know? How do you know?
Because he's Barry Sanders. He was
that great. Different styles.
Oh my God.
The different styles of running.
Bruh, if you put Emmitt Smith would have been Emmitt Smith, but he wouldn't have been Emmitt Smith behind that line Barry was running behind, bro. Like you say, as soon as the man get the ball, he got to make 2-3 people miss. It wasn't just because they didn't have a fullback. They had an H-back who they sent in motion, who acted as a fullback.
But what I'm saying is, a different style of running.
I understand. They were different type styles of runners.
Emmitt is more of a downhill runner. It's just like
Barry can do it all.
Yeah, Barry more side to side. You know,
he run 20 tackles too. 20 tackles too.
And if you put a leading runner in front of him with like a fullback, he might not fare as well in that offense. He might not fare as well.
So in Oklahoma State, what he ran behind?
It's the same thing. He was a one-back set, man. Go back and look at it.
Okay.
Go back and look at it.
So Barry Sanders. So y'all, hey, everybody tuning in. Y'all hear Jay Hitz? He's the host of Come On In Cowboys, and he's also the host of the Hit Zone. Hey, he's speaking with his heart right now. he's speaking with
facts, man. These are facts.
These are facts. This man just said that if you put Barry Sanders behind the line, Emmitt Smith ran behind, he might not be Barry Sanders. He might not do what Barry did. Stop it, man.
Now I'm saying he might not have done what Emmitt did. That's what I'm saying.
No, he wouldn't have did what Emmitt did. He would have surpassed what Emmitt did.
You can't say that, bro.
I can. I just did. He was that great, bro. He was that great. Everybody in the chat, who you got? Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders? That's all I want to know. Who you got? Watch all these Cowboy fans just because they just go flood it. Emmitt, man. Emmitt not even the top. Is Emmitt the top 5 back? Forget numbers.
He gotta be if he the all-time rushing leader. God. He gotta be.
Numbers live. Numbers live.
Look. Hey, dog. When we all gone.
Chris.
We gone. We gonna be gone one day.
Chris, do numbers lie? What, Chris? Do numbers lie sometimes?
Numbers be gone.
Numbers lie. You got to watch the game, bro. You got to watch the player, bro. You got to watch the player.
Somebody gonna walk into the Hall of Fame and be like, man, who's that number 22 Cowboy jersey? What did he do? This is gonna be 100 years later.
Yeah, they gonna say, oh, he's the NFL's all-time leader rusher. Then they gonna say, hey, but who was that number 20? Oh, he's just the greatest running back of all time.
It don't make sense.
It's true. It's facts, baby.
If you can't put the all-time rushing leader, who's the best receiver in the league?
That's like saying LeBron is better than Jordan right now.
Who's the best receiver of all times?
Jerry Rice.
Okay, who has the most yards as a receiver?
Jerry Rice.
There you go. It's no way you could just say Emmitt
But Jerry Rice was that dude, bro. Hold on. Who's the all-time sack leader? Strahan.
Is it Strahan?
Okay. Is Strahan a top 5 pass rusher?
No.
Get out of here, man. Get out of
No.
here. If you lead
Bro,
I don't have him over Lawrence Taylor.
No, bro. How you gonna put Strahan in front of the Reggie White? Bruce Smith.
Though.
Come on, bro. He wasn't better than
Aaron Donald. I don't have him over Aaron Donald.
Nah, come on, man. We go on and on.
Say,
bro. The Marcus Webb. You gonna tell me Strahan was better than the Marcus Webb?
Hold on. Actually,
Charles Haley.
Man, stop.
I don't think Strahan is all-time rush sack leader. Man.
Yeah, he got the most sacks in the season. When Favre just gave him that sack.
I think it's Bruce Smith.
Is it Bruce
Smith?
Yeah,
from Buffalo. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you don't put Bruce Smith as an all-time.
Yeah, he is.
He is.
Okay, look. The point I'm making is anybody who's the best at their position has to be a top 5. Period. By you saying Emmett is not a top 5, that's a slap in Emmett's face.
I asked. I didn't say what I asked. Was he a top 5? I didn't say he wasn't. I just asked.
He said,
is he a top 5 running back? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, that's all. I don't want no smoke.
Okay. Let me calm down, man. Let me calm down.
Because he ain't better than no Barry, though. He ain't better than Barry, bro.
Calm me down. Let me know something, man. I thought you said that Emmett wasn't a top 5 running back of all time.
No, man. He won the best of all time, bro.
Hey,
hold on. Since you want to name running back. All right. Because Coach done went way back down, Coach. Coach, you must have been watching 60 film and shit. He got he done threw
leather helmets, huh?
Jim Brown, Gail Sayers, Walter. What you mean, Marcus Allen? You say like Marcus Allen was what?
I'm not putting him over Emmitt Smith.
Ooh.
You putting Marcus Allen over Emmitt Smith? Okay, I give you Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, but I'm not gonna go and put Marcus Allen over Emmitt Smith. Now, come on now. We gotta organize this a little better now. Come on now.
All right, here. Give me your top 5 right now.
All times?
All time, your top 5.
No order? Just top 5?
No order, because I already know what number 1 is, but go ahead.
No, I ain't gonna put him in no order, man. But you gotta put Emmett in there. You gotta put Barry in there.
Okay.
You have to put Walter in there.
Yes.
You have to put Jim Brown in there.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go with what's the guy from New Orleans who played with New
Orleans.
He's from New Orleans. He played with the Rams.
Dickerson?
No.
Marshall Faulk.
Marshall Faulk.
Oh,
that's my top 5.
Okay. Here's the thing about
so we're not gonna throw. I mean, like this might show my age, but we're not gonna show like LaDainian Tomlinson or Adrian Peterson some love.
Give us your top 5, Zach.
Hey,
give us your 5.
Give us your 5. That's your 5.
Give us your 5, Zach.
Man, I don't know, bro.
My 5 different. My 5 gonna really shake y'all up. I'll be like, what the hell?
Let's see what your 5 is. Let me see what your 5 is.
Huh?
Who your 5, dog?
My 5 is what I think would have been the greatest running back of all time.
Don't say Craig Catwood. We ain't saying Ironhead.
If he wouldn't have got hurt, he was strong. He was fast. He knew. He had a commercial that said he knew. Bo knows. Bo Jackson.
Bo was name.
But hold on. Let's not put if. We ain't gonna do no ifs.
Man, but best running backs I saw. Bo Jackson. I'm about to give you my 5. Bo Jackson. No particular order, right? No particular order. Here we go. Bo Jackson. I'm gonna throw your boy Emmett in there, but not just right now. Barry Sanders. Jim Brown. My guy, man. What's my guy?
Walter.
Yeah, I say Sweetness, didn't I? I already said.
No.
All right, Sweetness.
You got
Jim
one more
Brown,
now.
One more. And the last one, bro. My last running back, bro. It gonna surprise you, bro. It gonna surprise you. Hit. So you might well get ready to explode, bro. But it ain't gonna be him, bro. I got to go with Edgerrin James.
Good night, folks. Thanks for joining the show. We had a nice time. It's time for us to go to sleep because somebody.
That's how I got it. But hold on, I said that on purpose. I said it on purpose. But look, when you talking about numbers, right? You say numbers matter, right?
Numbers matter.
Frank Gore. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that Frank Gore is one of the top 10 running backs of all time, despite the numbers. Come on, bro. That's why I tell you numbers lie. Now, Frank Gore had a long career. He was a good running back. But not one time did anybody ever say, when they looked at Frank Gore, man, that's the MVP. That's the best running back in the National Football League. Or possibly one of the best running backs of all time. No disrespect, because the man had a hell of a career. Possible Hall of Fame, borderline Hall of Famer. That's just my opinion with that. What you guys say about that?
Well, just by you saying borderline Hall of Famer tells me he's not one of the greatest running backs of all time. The greatest running backs of all time are bona fide Hall of Famers. Ain't no doubt about it.
That's right.
Ain't no doubt about it. If you saying Frank Gore's a borderline, get him out of there. Get him out of there. The running backs that I name, they got gold jackets, bro.
Yeah, but all jokes aside, my fifth running back was ED, man. Eric Dickerson.
I like Eric Dickerson. I like that.
Beautiful.
Only one I got a problem with is
I say Sweetness, Jim Brown.
Edgerrin James. That what you say?
No, I was just saying that to mess with you, bro.
Oh, Bo Jackson. I had a problem with Bo Jackson just because he didn't do it long enough. That was my problem with him. Yeah. I can't put Bo in that.
Man, go turn on the tape, baby.
I know
Let's
what
turn
Bo
on
was.
the tape.
I know.
Falk, there go Coach. Falk, Dickerson, Earl Campbell, Tyler Rose, and Emmett. Okay.
Man, I eat girls on the grill now.
Say, bro. Say, Coach, bro, you tripping as hell, bro. How the hell? That's 4. You can't count. So who you laughing there? Who you laughing there? Because I know damn well Barry Sanders better be on the list. You ain't about to sit up here, you and Jay here. Y'all ain't about to keep disrespecting Barry Sanders like this, bro.
I put Barry on mine. I put Barry on my list.
Yeah, you just don't want to admit because he ain't had that stone side of helmet. He was better than Emmitt Smith, which he was.
Hey, they're similar colors, though.
Huh?
They similar colors, though.
They damn near built alike. Shit.
I have nothing against Emmett. I mean, nothing against Barry. But when you start saying that Emmitt Smith is not a top 5 running back of all time, then that's when I draw the line.
I got you, bro. Yeah, this is what
hold on, wait. What's Chris's top 5? We haven't heard Chris.
Yeah, Chris, what's your top 5?
Stay quiet. He ain't trying to.
You over there smiling and denying this stuff, man. Let us hear your top
Nigerian Nightmare.
No, I ain't got it.
Christian Okoye.
First of all, I got
all you gotta do call Steve Atwater for him. He don't want to see Atwater.
No, he don't. I got Jamal Charles over Christian Okoye. I got Priest Holmes over Christian Okoye. So
I got you.
I got Barry. I got Jim Brown. I got Walter Payton. I got I'm with you, Zach. I got Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, I can't.
That dude was a man amongst boys.
Yeah, gotta buy him.
No doubt.
I'm gonna say Marshall Faulk, but I've always like Marshall was a running back, but he was a weapon to me. He was more he was
that's what made him
catching the ball.
That's what made him dangerous, though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw 2 names out on you that I think don't get enough credit. This dude here was the first running back ever to run for 1,000 yards and have 1,000 yard receiving a year.
Roger Craig.
There you go, Roger Craig, man. When everybody talk about best running backs of all time, I never hear this man's name. Roger Craig was a problem.
He was so loaded. The team was so loaded.
I got another one for you that never gets a lot of pub.
Who's that?
Fred Taylor.
Yeah, Fred
Jacksonville.
Fred Taylor was nice, man.
Yeah, Fred was nice, man.
He need to be a Hall of Famer.
No, Fred Taylor was nasty.
Yeah, Fred was.
Now, when you hit Jamal Charles, that brought back memories. I love watching Jamal Charles.
Run that ball.
Younger. I love
and the Priest Holmes too. Priest Holmes was nice too.
Both Longhorns, no doubt.
Yeah, man. But you talk about Christian Okoye, but when Atwater hit his ass, he didn't want to run no more.
It was over.
They still, for y'all who don't know, look up on YouTube the night it was a Monday Night Football game. Everybody was talking about Christian Okoye. And Steve Atwater had tackled this dude about 4 times that night, and he was mic'd up, and they kept saying, why you keep helping him up? What you doing? He said, don't worry about this, I got him. And it was one play in the hole, and he popped the hell out of Christian Okoye, and the Nigerian Nightmare was no more.
Nightmare.
He was no more. He was gone, man. Oh, a running back we forget about who had won best all-purpose season of all time?
OJ?
He was slugged up, baby. Titan, Chris Jones.
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones.
B2K, yeah, he was nice.
Chris Jones was nice, man.
Didn't do it long enough, but he was nice.
Yeah, he was nice. So, next question, let's get back to today's game. This team, last year, the team that now everybody loves, they are the darlings of everybody's pick to unseat. There you go, to unseat. He in the house. He's in the house. What's up, the Lee Houston?
Look at that.
In the house, baby. The swarm coming in, baby. Listen, it's the Houston Texans. Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, Danielle Hunter, in just one season.
Loaded.
In just one season.
Loaded.
The entire trajectory of this franchise has changed. And now, with CJ Stroud under center, and Zach can tell you, he was my MVP for the last, 13, 14 weeks till he hit that wall.
Yeah, me too. I was right.
That was my MVP.
Talking crazy, but we had
it was easy. He was easily the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
How many games he went without an interception?
What, the first till they played the Saints?
11 is when they played the Saints, and then that interception.
Turned his fumble right back. But anyway,
it fumbled in a touchdown.
I'm having a good night, bro. I don't want to talk about them right now. I'm having a good night.
I mean, it is what it is. Bygones be bygones.
Having a good night about last year. We worry about we're gonna shock the world this year though.
Hey, look.
But anyway,
Texans, is it crazy enough to say like the Texans to go from where they were to where they're now, like to say they're Super Bowl contenders?
Man, shout out to Harley, man. What's up, Harley? Thank you for being here, my brother.
To answer your question, Zach, yeah, they're Super Bowl contenders, but this is the only thing I caution the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
CJ Stroud, he had a great year, man. And we've seen quarterbacks when they first come out, they have great years, but some things about the NFL, defense coordinators catch up with you, man. Once they put you on,
you start learning their tails.
Yeah, man. They try to make you left-handed, man. And let's see what you can do when they take it. Yeah. When they take that away.
Catch him because he got them legs too.
They've done it with everyone though.
He's a pocket quarterback. That's where, but he can.
Jalen Hurts.
Man,
Jalen had a
ain't even in the same strategy.
He had a bad first year. His second year was good. Last year was ass.
My list is longer. My list is longer.
Okay, come on.
Carson Wentz.
Was having the MVP year till he got hurt, and he's been going down here ever since. Just ain't good enough to get the job done.
Vince Young. I can go on. These are like rookie of the year type quarterbacks that pretty much fell off the cliff.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm not disagreeing.
I'm not saying
I'm not disagreeing with you.
He's that.
No, I hear you, Hitz. I hear you, and that was one thing that me and Clarence was talking about yesterday with the Houston Texans. Look, on paper, they look like they're ready, and look, shout out to Houston. They did the smart thing where they recognized we got a franchise quarterback. Let's load up. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to pay him for another couple of years. Let's pay everybody else, and let's get this thing going now. We ain't gonna sit here and wait. But I do agree that we got to see if CJ Stroud can take that next step. You know what I'm saying? Like.
I mean, the sophomore slump is a real thing.
It is.
I'm telling y'all right now.
I'm
not a Texan fan. I'm a CJ Stroud fan. I'm telling y'all right now, ain't gonna be no stock down slump. That boy's a problem. That team's a problem. I'm telling you.
This is the big difference, right, between him and any of the other people that have been named. They got better. That's the difference. They got better.
He get better. He has to get better.
He has to get better too, but
I'm say the same.
They have got better.
Why is he but what was special about what he did last year?
Receiver in the league.
He made that
Joe
team
Mixon,
better.
who is a very consistent running back, something that they did not have last year.
Bro, that don't happen with every rookie. That's all I'm saying. He made the Houston Texans, who fire a coach every year. He made them. He made the players around them game rise just because of him. They're only a selected few that can do it. Yeah, you come on,
you throwing out some shades there all because of him. You forget about D'Amico Ryans. All that shit don't start if D'Amico not there.
Man, D'Amico don't have that season without CJ Stroud. If they don't have CJ Stroud last year, none of that happens.
But you can say that about all teams with poor quarterbacks. Like, you know, but I'm saying, you don't have that team and that unity with the players if it isn't for D'Amico Ryans. Like we all heard it. As soon as CJ got drafted, they went up to him. They said, "Who do you want?" He said, "I want Tank Dell." So what did D'Amico do? He went and grabbed Tank Dell. It's a relationship.
It's a trust relationship. Last year, he got hurt.
And I'm not denying CJ's ability. I'm not denying his talent. I'm not denying his ability to win. I'm just saying defenses have a way of catching up with quarterbacks. You have to take your game to another level. Now we're going to see, are you elite? That's what makes the Tom Brady's, the Patrick Mahomes. That's what make those guys elite, because you can take a strength away, but they'll go somewhere else with it. You can't handicap these quarterbacks. Great elite quarterbacks, you can't handicap them. And that's what I want to see, if CJ Stroud can take his game to that next level. And that's it. I'm not saying he's not a great quarterback. I'm not saying that he won't do it.
That's why they loaded up this year. Because now they see what they got.
Bro. He had receivers. He ain't had no running back.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Damian Pierce, but yeah.
Yeah, that shit was upsetting, huh? That was upsetting. I loved him coming out of college.
Ain't nobody expect. Look, Collins had a career year. Since he's been the year, it's been potential. Then CJ shows up and bam, he takes off. He didn't even have Tank Dell for most of the season. Now, the one thing I'm worried
near the end of the season, they finally figured out how to use Schultz too, which is a big weapon that I can't believe the Dallas Cowboys got rid of. I was so surprised.
But here's my thing. Everybody liked the Stephon Diggs thing. I don't, because I think he gonna mess up the chemistry. No, because he's selfish. He's a me player.
Oh,
he's a me player, bro.
Most great receivers are.
You got great.
Most great receivers are.
He good.
I think Diggs, whenever he's level-headed, is one of the best wide receivers in the league. Once he starts getting into his head, that's when he start getting messed up.
Come up small in big moments.
Yes.
Did he come up small, or did his quarterback come up small?
It's a mixture of both. It's a mixture of both.
He's disappeared in a lot of games with us. Disappeared.
And the amount of times that he's supposed to be a smaller wide receiver that's able to create space. How many times have we seen him just absolutely in a seatbelt with the cornerback defending him? Like not creating any type of space. I know they doubling and tripling him in certain circumstances too, so that definitely makes it harder. But
I do
he's
think
he's a big at fault as well, because he also demanded to have the ball thrown to him a certain amount of times, and every team in the NFL knew that.
Gotcha.
But I do think this year with the Texans, I think he'll be on a better behavior, because he knows that he's playing for a contract next year.
He's on a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
I'm with that, man. And listen,
the Diggs of the first year.
He just has to fit in. You know, I don't want. My thing is, I don't want him to have a game when he may only get 2 targets, and he's going to start whining and crying like, I need the ball more. Bro, they had success without you last year, bro. They really didn't need you. They really didn't. And I'm gonna tell you who else I like on their team. The young wide receiver from Iowa State, Hutchinson. Xavier Hutchinson. I like him. I thought they just young, bro. And like you say, Zach, they got the leader. They got a leader that they will follow in D'Amico Ryans. They believe in him. They believe in his message. And right now, man, everything's pointing up for an organization that went 3-4 straight years and firing their coach. Give them 1 year and they fired.
I mean, to have a leadership and a head coach in an organization that probably has one of the worst owners in the entire NFL, like, it's a blessing. Crazy. They better not ruin that shit, because Lord.
And we're in Texas, so I'm in Texas, so hey. Our prayers and thoughts are everybody down in Houston, man, with the hurricane. Sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I know some are down there still don't have
text me back
still without power. So we're praying. We send our prayers out to those families that lost loved ones. I think there was a tree that fell on the home. So we send our condolences out to them. Yeah, sorry for your loss. Yeah, man. That stuff like that puts life and sports and everything into perspective, man. Enjoy your time while you're here, man. Enjoy your time. I ain't even getting upset no more, man. Unless Jay keep telling me, Smith,
hold on.
Hey,
Doc, I can get you upset. Hey, trust me, I can get you upset right now.
I already know. You just gonna talk about week 2. I already know week 2. What? I already know, bro. I'm gonna be in there.
Hey, we gotta be together.
Is that Dallas? Is that Dallas? Right?
We gotta be together.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you already know. You already know.
Hold on. When's week 2, brother?
Week 2, man.
I'd like to make my ass out there too.
That's the 10 or 17. One or two.
Wait, look.
And then 2 weeks later, I got to go see Chris. No, 2 weeks later.
I know.
What the hell? Boy, this show sticking to us early, boy.
Horrible, bro.
They got us with the damn Cowboys, the Eagles. Man.
I was out there in Grand Prairie not that long ago, and I was 10 minutes from the stadium, and I couldn't make it over there. I was so mad. I wanted to go.
Gotta do the tour. Next time you come, we're gonna do the tour, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the tours. Yeah,
man, it's an awesome tour. If you love football, you know what I'm saying. Put it on your bucket list. You come to Dallas, go do the tour at the stadium, man. Jerry World. Man, it's wonderful. You go in the locker room. You get to go on the field. Man, that shit was so cool, man.
I just wanted to go to the parking lot and put up a nice finger of mine in the direction of the stadium, but that's all right too.
Hey, let me give the panel something to think about. Me and Zach was talking about this before. I got a feeling that Jerry Jones is going to sell the Cowboys, man.
Could be, bro.
They haven't did anything in the offseason. You got CeeDee Lamb haven't been signed. They haven't signed Dak. They haven't signed anyone. It's almost like he's trying to
ride off to the sunset.
Yeah, man. They worth $9 billion, and if he's gonna strike, it's time to strike.
Time to strike while I ain't hot.
Some money right there.
Yeah.
Especially when you pay $240 million.
How old is Jerry now?
What, Jerry about what? Down to 80?
Yeah.
Let me see. I got you right now.
I mean, Jerry got the same
81.
birthday too.
81.
Got the same birthday.
October 13th.
Yep.
I think he sees his mortality, man. He like, man, maybe I can't get another one. I might as well go on and sell them and get them money to my kids.
And to fire Jimmy Johnson when y'all was up on top.
He made a deal with the devil, man. He said, "Hey, if you let us win this one Super Bowl, I will never ask for anything else."
Well, that's all right. That deal worked out because he's
here we go, man.
$3 billion. So
all right, family. Give me y'all top 4 teams in the AFC right now.
Nope.
Not name the Chiefs. Not name the Chiefs. We know they on the tail by themselves. The next 4.
Ravens, Texans, Bengals,
Jets. Man, what's gonna happen with Aaron Rodgers though? That's the key.
That's the question right there.
That's the key
defense
with the Jets, man.
Is a Super Bowl contending defense. If Zach, like I told Zach and Hits earlier, if that Zach Wilson was competent, they made the playoffs.
we knew Zach Wilson. When has Zach Wilson been competent in the
he's
football?
An disgrace to my name.
He shouldn't even been a second pick.
No, he shouldn't.
That was somebody. That because the media done that shit, blew him up, and there was no way. I'm like, who the hell is Zach Wilson? Oh, BYU. Zach Wilson.
That's because he did to his right and he threw it across his body 60 yards down the field, and they said, "Ooh, I got to have that."
Let me ask you a question. Do y'all see the Raiders making a push this year?
The Raiders are interesting.
It depends on the young quarterback.
I think defensively, they're going to be one of the top defenses in the league. That defensive line is going to be a problem. Christian Wilkins, Max Crosby.
Yes.
The Raiders is a quarterback away. If I was the Raiders, I would put everything I have into trying to get Dak away from Dallas.
I told my boy
do
that
what?
he didn't want that.
To do what?
I know our boy Nan, he's a Raiders fan too. I know he wouldn't want it either, but I think it would work too.
To do what?
To have Dak on the Raiders?
The same thing he doing in Dallas?
No.
Getting the playoffs and damn fail? Nah, bro.
The pressure be off of him. One thing, the pressure be off.
But yeah, that's saying the pressure would be off.
Pressure be off. It's
thing is,
being a Dallas Cowboy
he's
quarterback.
going to the AFC. Yeah. If he can't do it in the NFC, he going to the AFC.
That's true. That's a point.
That's true, but I'm saying more the pressure of being a Dallas Cowboy quarterback, man. Like when you turn on ESPN, your name is on the monitor every time it comes on. So that's pressure, man. And he haven't even won anything.
But he good. Romo ain't winning nothing. Everybody love Romo.
Exactly. That's my point.
And he been better than Romo.
Exactly. I give you that. That's what I'm saying. I feel like if that go to another team, man, I think he's gonna be successful.
So let me ask you this: who's done more in their Cowboys playoff career? Dak Prescott or Quincy Carter?
Not Quincy Carter.
In their playoff career, I'm just saying.
Okay, you trying to make me mad now, right?
Yeah. Who won the more playoff game? They about 1-1. What, they 1-1? They tied.
Now Dak has won 3 playoff games, man. Come on.
Okay. He won 3. We get that today, but I still don't know. Is he better than Quincy Carter?
No, he better than Quincy
Carter.
He's not doing that.
Dak's better than Tony Romo.
Yeah. Oh, joking. I like Dak, man. Now listen, for everybody that fought, they already know I'm talking with his like this. But I rock with the boys too. You know what I'm saying? Just until they play the Saints, so you know how that go. And we got this damn bet, Chris.
No, we don't agree. We don't agree with that. Don't try and act like just slide through that like it was okay. I know just slide by. I like to who that, but
I say me. No, I'm a who that through and through. Cut me over. I'm black and gold, baby. I'm just saying. I ride the ball. Listen, I cried on the catch, bro.
Okay,
I'm telling you, I cried on the catch. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, bro, I had to watch the Saints get their head beaten. Mm-hmm. Then the Cowboys would come on at 3:00. You know what I'm saying? I got to watch Tony Dorsett, Drew Pierce, and Tony Hill. You know what I'm saying?
You said the catch. You talking about Dallas, right?
The catch when Clark caught that damn catch
okay,
and started the 49ers dynasty over Everson Walls. See, man, come on, bro. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro. That shit had me in the room crying. My dad had to console me. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, if they can't do it, those Saints ain't gonna do it.
I know the Saints has a catch too.
No, don't do that. Don't do the Minnesota one. Oh, damn.
What Diggs do?
Yeah.
Diggs threw his head off. He threw his helmet off.
Don't do that.
He threw his helmet off. Walk off. I thought you were talking about that catch. My bad.
Yeah, hey, it is what it is, bro. You can't tackle for all kids. You don't tackle with your head down. You know what I'm saying? And listen, right now, Marcus Williams can't. Boy, they still hate Marcus Williams for that. They still hating him for that, man.
As they should.
You gotta let it go, man. I mean, listen, I felt for the kid, man. At the moment, I did, but when I calmed down 3 weeks later, I did. Damn it, how the hell you tackle with your head down? Make the damn tackle. Anyway, it is what it is.
You could have let him come down with the catch and gave him a bear hug. You didn't even have to make a hit. You trying to make him drop the ball for no reason.
What was worse, that catch or the Rams pass interference they didn't get called?
Oh. Man, the Rams pass interference. The entire country saw that shit. They won the Rams in the Super Bowl, man. Come on, man.
It was a reason for a rule change.
And then the referee. And the referee who was right there didn't call it. Guess where he was from? Son of a gun was from LA. Man, let's come on, look, man.
So I told y'all at the beginning. So I was in Vegas during that game, right? So I wasn't 21 yet. I was still underage, so I couldn't get in the bars, but I could stand outside the bar area. Like they were like strict with that. So I'm sitting outside watching the game, standing up, watching the whole game. Like, I'm going crazy doing my stuff. And everybody was quiet. Like there was nobody else cheering. Next thing you know, all the Rams fans came out the woodworks and started like coming back at me once that play happened. I lost my mind. I had I'm yelling, arguing, threatening to fight different people there. I end up getting they end up getting hotel security coming down, surrounding me, and my sister was with me. She go run upstairs. Hey, Dad, Zach's trying to fight everybody at the bar. I need you to come downstairs and grab him. It sure enough, bro, man, I'll never forget that day. It ruined Vegas for me. I didn't even have fun my first time in Vegas.
That was one of the most egregious calls in the history of football, man. That shit was so obvious, bro.
He knew. He knew.
He knew he did it.
Came back and said he did it on purpose.
Because he knew he would beat.
Dolph, what was that game we watched together? Cowboys and Saints game, the bombshells.
Oh, that was the Cowboys. That was the Cowboys and Saints.
It was a whole bunch of Saints fans, and I was like one of the only Cowboy fans in there. And man,
no. It was all Cowboy fans. It was
like it was all Saints fans because I was giving y'all a hard time walking through the parking lot.
Because that was me. That's why. That was me. That's why.
I was surrounded by Saints fans.
I was surrounded by goddamn Cowboy fans. I had to hear that shit all night. Then it had this old muscular ass dude, Cowboy, talking shit. Me and him about to fight because he getting on my nerve, man. Y'all what, dog? Y'all what, dog? Go ahead and sit down, bro. Shit.
Man, what sports dude was, bro? Got us ready to fight strangers for no reason.
I love my Cowboy.
You either want to fight a stranger or high five a stranger.
That's it,
You never know.
Man, supposed to bring it together. They got people who never speak to each other on the street until Sundays. If they see each other on the street, they wouldn't even speak. You got that same color jersey on. You good that Sunday. How you doing, Brad?
Amount of cool Falcon fans and stuff that I've met like during Mardi Gras and shit that I got super chill with, and I was like, if I see you tomorrow though when we play, I'm gonna cuss you out. Do you know that? He's like, oh, I'm gonna cuss you out too. I said, all right.
Like Brad got season tickets, and he sit across from Jim, and they see each other every Sunday. They cool as hell Sunday, but during the week they don't even know each other. They see each other, they won't even hang out with each other. But on that Sunday, hey, they all one, man. But listen, family, this has been a great show. Our special guest tonight has been a Miss. God damn it, I'm getting tongue twisted. I'm getting tired and I'm hungry. Well, Mr. Cris Style of the Arrowhead Chiefs podcast. Cris, my brother, thank you for joining us, man. We really appreciate it, bro. Hey, man, you family now, man. You welcome back anytime. Clarence, you come on in anytime too, my brother.
Oh boy, you know what you're asking
too. I know what I'm asking for. I checked y'all show out, man. I checked y'all, man. But yeah, I need Clarence because Clarence, I see Clarence. He said them 49s. I heard he say, "Now you're talking." And look, he threw Ricky Waters in there. Ricky Waters was nice too.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Waters was nice for the and Garrison Hurst. Garrison Hurst was nice for a minute. And they had some damn they had some players. Big Tone Ratman, the fullback. Man, I don't think there's been another dominant fullback since Mike Allstott. Mike Allstott was different.
Yeah.
He was trucking them, bro. Like a John Riggins back in the day.
Yeah.
You know just running back.
Yeah, damn, man, that was the offensive line. They ran the same damn play, left or right. Counter trade. Couldn't stop the
Who's that dude for Baltimore?
Commanders.
I think he plays
O'Neal.
I think he plays outside tackle. But like he basically like a fullback. They just don't use that position no more.
Oh yeah, the big foot. Yeah, he about what 300 something pounds.
I don't know, but he would be a dog if fullbacks was still a thing. That dude, I could probably run behind him. Like that's how damn good he is.
But listen, thank you all for joining us tonight. This has been Come On In NFL. Cris, tell everybody where they can find you at, my brother.
You can find me on all social media platforms. You can follow me at the Little AH Chief Podcast. You can also follow me at Cris Style and Mall. You can find me, and my tag is at Cris_Style 702. Yeah, man, follow me on all social media platforms, man. I'm cool, man. I don't be really all I talk about is sports, music, and everything else.
You seem all right, Cris. I'd subscribe to you. Subscribe to you.
Right, exactly. I subscribe. Bro. And listen, we want to thank our official. I gotta get out of the way. We got an official affiliate board now. smacking sunflower seeds. I just made this up.
Hey.
God damn, they're smacking good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you need to get you some. You need to get you some. He get you some of them smacking sunflower seeds, bro. They go right.
Come on,
there.
hey, them
There
suckers
we
good.
go. They good. Them backyard barbecue you gave me, Zach, them will fire you right there, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
them backyard barbecue go hard, baby. Smack it. Hey, it got the link. Hit that link. You know what I'm saying? It helps the channel out. But listen, we about to get on out of here. Listen, Chris, we're going to have to get you back during the season. I'm going to need you back that Sunday for that Monday night game.
Yes, sir.
You know what? Maybe we do a joint live stream so we can talk. So I can talk shit to Chief Kingdom when we whoop that ass. Yeah, I said it. I'm starting right now. If you don't like it, come back at me. I can't wait till we come on there and we spank that ass. I'm talking to the ones in the chat. But anyway, listen, y'all have a good night. We out of here, man. My kids in here hungry. I'm hungry. It's been one of them days, man. Have a good week. God bless. And
Peace.
We out.
Peace.
Cheers.
Uh-oh, Zach. I know what Zach gonna do.
The Combat is Sports Network.